Hey, what's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I know somebody's going to say I'm wearing a pink shirt. Not that there would be anything wrong with wearing a pink shirt, but it's actually red, okay? It's red, but because of the lighting out here, it looks pink. Not that I care. If you're upset if it's a pink or a red shirt, it just is what it is. But I know somebody out there is going to have a problem with it because no matter what you do, some people always have a problem with whatever you're doing. You know, it's crazy because this world is so different that people, no matter what you do, are going to find something negative about it and to try and hate on you. I mean, honestly, I'm sitting here working on that red brick house, and, you know, we got people that have been tied to the house that have come by and are ecstatic as can be. You know, we're trying to save as much of the original work and things like that, and they'll go through and just have negative crap to say. You know, I don't understand how the world got to be the way it was or the way it is now. It's different than where I grew up. And maybe I'm just getting old now and just don't understand. Maybe I'm evolving into that old guy who's, of course, saying, get off my lawn. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of crazy. You know, I can recognize when somebody does something good, and I don't have to go through and always say something negative. You know, I always try to be positive and try and find the positive side of everything. But some people, I guess they're the exact opposite. They would rather find the negativity and the woe is me and the worst in everything. But I choose not to live my life that way. Have you seen Deuce Vaughn and Schoonmaker? Sorry, excuse me. Didn't mean to sneeze in your ears. Schoonmaker, where they did the greeting, the whole dap thing. Oh my God. I think the fun is going to be back with the Dallas Cowboys this year. I honestly and truly do. I just got back from going out to dinner with a friend of ours, and she's got a new man and stuff that she wanted us to meet and everything else. Real nice guy and things. And that's why I'm dressed the way I am, as opposed to being covered with sawdust. But before we went out to dinner, we had our live stream. And listening to my man, Game Time Brian. Shout out to Game Time Brian. Game Time and Prime Time. It was funny last night listening to Prime Time and Game Time. Because Game Time, I don't know if he's getting old like me and getting forgetful, but we have so many players and so much depth on our roster that you forget about guys. You know, you think about DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons, but then you also forget that, you know, there is Dante Fowler, that there's Dorrance Armstrong, that there's Goldston, that there's Sam Williams. We have so many players. It's like, oh, I forgot about that guy, you know, from Quentin Bohannon to, you know, O.C. Ndigazua, to Hankins, to Mozzie Smith, to Neville Gallimore. And those are just the names that you know. And you keep going through, it's like, oh man, we got Damone Clark, okay? You know, to go with Stonebreaker. You know, and it's just like the list goes on and on and on. But anyway, tonight we were talking about the change in offense. Now, yesterday I was talking about how Semi Fioco was, you could tell the excitement that he had of Brian Schottenheimer being the offensive coordinator and Mike McCarthy. It's almost like night and day. I always coin that when Jason Garrett was fired, that the clouds parted, that black cloud that's been hanging over my head, the sky and the sun came out, and all of a sudden you started feeling better. And for the most part, the years of Mike McCarthy being here, I mean, we got 2 12-win seasons. Now, that first year was bad, but we lost Dak Prescott, and of course, that screwed up the whole season. But for the most part, getting rid of Jason Garrett has been a positive. We haven't gotten the Super Bowl, But we haven't had 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. We've had 12-5, 12-5. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the way the team is being built right now. If we go through and make the playoffs this year, that's something we ain't done since the 90s, 3 years in a row. But we were talking about the change to the West Coast offense. And Game Time was saying, man, I hope that this isn't ending up being that we do all these wholesale changes and there's the learning curve of everybody getting on there. But here's what I believe is, and I think Mike McCarthy's smart enough to understand. There's things that the Cowboys did really, really well with the offense as currently constructed. And there are things that you need to get rid of. Some of those things you look at are so many of the comeback routes and stop routes. I'm not saying you eliminate those altogether, but when you literally have everybody doing a comeback route, for me, I hate the comeback routes because that means the wide receiver is going out, he's stopping and curling and coming backwards, and when he catches the ball, the defender is coming back trying to catch up with him. He can't make a play because now I got to stop, catch the ball, and then go. Get me the ball where I'm moving downfield. And that's the main thing that this offense is predicated on. People will talk about, well, the lack of running. Think about Roger Craig. Roger Craig was the first running back to have 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. But I think Mike McCarthy is smart enough to say, let's look at the things that we did really, really well. Hurry up offense. Getting Dak on bootlegs. 12 personnel. Let's take those things that we did really, really well with last year, and let's incorporate some new nuances. More work in the slots. Getting the ball to the running backs out in space. Using a guy like Deuce Vaughn and his speed. Let's take those things and marry those together and take the West Coast offense and make it a hybrid of what we've done in the past and the personnel that we have. Because ultimately, when you look at coaching, you may have a philosophy of what you want to do, but you may not have the players to do that scheme. I will give you the biggest case that's right there where somebody completely, as a coach, evolved what he did. And that would be Joe Gibbs. Joe Gibbs, who went from Air Coryell, okay, which is really the precursor of the modern offense that believed in slinging the rock down the field. Damn the running. We're going to just throw and throw and throw. Joe Gibbs was the coach of that. He comes to the Washington Redskins, excuse me for saying Redskins, but that's what they were back then, and realizes, I've got an old bruising running back. I've got an offensive line that's good at running games. I don't have the receivers to be able to just sling the rock down the field, and I certainly don't have the quarterback in Joe Theismann. And he evolved his offense to what he had players-wise. He took the tight end, or took the fullback, and made him a hybrid fullback, tight end, and called it an H-back. And with that, he won 3 Super Bowls with the Commanders. That is understanding the people that you have, understanding what they do well, and understanding how I can win with it. And that's where I think Mike McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer are going to be going with this offense. I don't think it's going to be tear up the whole playbook and throw it out the window. Hey, we're going to take this page out and that page out. We're going to keep this one and this one. We're going to get rid of that one. And do those things that we do well and keep it. That would be my thinking on it. because I look at what Dan Quinn was able to do. We didn't have the great personnel like he had to start out in Seattle, but he took those guys in 2021 that were the worst defense in football, and he made them pretty good. And he's been evolving that defense with the type of players that he likes to eventually get this defense on track. And this defense, man, I think this defense is going to be humming. We're going to see something like we ain't seen since the 90s. And I can't wait. I am so excited about this season. I am, in my mind, we've been doing all this work on the red brick house to get this thing done, and I need to get it done. Lord, I need to get it done and hope that it doesn't bankrupt me in the process. But I have to get it done for a multitude of reasons. And if we can get this thing done, I really want to go to training camp again this year. I've been waffling in my mind. Do I want to go? Is it worth it? You know, when you think about flying to the West Coast, maybe I should go to the Star for the practices instead in Dallas of going to the West Coast. And I just don't know. But it hit me today that I just can't wait to see my team together. And with these shiny new pieces, I want to get there. The one thing that I would ask, if there's any way possible, Jerry Jones, Dan Quinn, can you do a brother a favor? Now, Dan, you were a nose tackle like I was, or nose guard, okay? We're about the same age. Do you have to have the big guys all tucked in the corner there where we can't really see? I want to see the big guys work out. I want to be able to see them on the field working. Can you just bring them so we can get a glimpse of them? Can you hook a brother up? That's all I ask. Anyway, good people. This is a holiday week or weekend coming up. And so I don't want to get stuck in holiday traffic on Friday. So I'm actually going to go back to the red brick house tomorrow morning and come back earlier in the week. I'm excited because they've been working on the drywall all weekend. My buddy Jet D is going to be over helping us with the tile and things. I've been working on the balusters to get the railings up, and then we're picking up some more of the lime plaster so that way I can be working on fixing the walls. There's so much stuff that I want to do or going to be doing. Can't wait to get back on there. And now is the time to get it done before football season starts. So remember, good people, remember to tell the people you love them. You might not get the chance again. And of course, I love you guys. And I appreciate you guys being here and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Peace out.